Did you see what I saw?
I don't know. I saw a lot. I saw a lot. I saw a lot of details. Before we get started, and I have to do this because if I don't, Tamika just gonna say, "And I'm Tamika," so I'm gonna say, "Hi guys, it's
Mm-hmm.
me, Doris."
And I'm Tamika. Gotta let the people
You see
know.
how I smiled? I didn't wave this week. However, I smiled, showing teeth. Anyway, before I say anything, I need to clear this up about my observations and perceptions, which were really off. I said that we needed to keep our eye on the pink dress. That pink dress was
Mm-hmm.
what Penelope was wearing, and so I thought that that pink dress was the pink dress that we were going to see that the lady had on. That was touched by Jordan, but it turns out that it was a red dress, and it was not Penelope. It
Mm-hmm.
was or is Andy. So I just wanted to put that out there because I really felt bad that I just was like, keep your eyes on the pink dress. Keep your eyes. And you guys, you don't have to watch the pink dress because I've already cleared it up and I'm 100% sure that that is Andy. So
Yeah.
I don't know when that episode is going to happen, but I kind of feel like it's going to happen next week. But guys, I just wanted to clear that up because sometimes I don't be knowing what I'm talking about. I'm just giving my little uneducated guess and observation. So I just wanted to say that. Um, hey girl, because I'll put that all the way out there, but I wanted to say that. Where we getting started at today? Because was
Um,
Danny the beginning?
yeah, Danny and Andy and Fatima was the beginning this time.
Okay, Andy and Fatima. Okay, we can start with Andy and Fatima. I'm so used to Danny being at the forefront. But anyway, so Andy and
Yeah,
Fatima were
girl.
talking, and it just seemed like I'm not saying that Andy was glad that the guy died, but no tears were shed. Like okay, let's move
I
on.
was
What we gonna do next? It
like
was,
so wrong plotting Andy's come up off of that man's death.
I mean, like she said, he was going off on her. And the
Yeah,
Lord
he
called him
was.
home just in mid sentence. So was no tears were shed, and let's get these funeral arrangements together so we can move on with our lives. Anyway, so I'm trying to remember if Andy, why did she leave again? Oh, because so did this happen when Jordan pulled? You know what? That's one long day. Cause think about it. This is
Right.
the same day that Fatima told her to go ahead to Karen's grand opening and closing.
Oh,
She
it
comes
sure
back and
is,
now
yeah.
here Jordan comes. This is one long day. I wouldn't want to have to
And
live
he
this day.
pulled
It's
her
too
from
long
work again.
for lunch. How many times are you
Well,
gonna eat?
yeah,
What
right.
time is your lunch? So I
Mm-hmm.
don't know. That was one long day. I just thought about that. But anyway, so she goes. Well, no, Jordan shows up and they go to lunch. I cannot stand, and I don't know his name. Sabrina's boyfriend's name. I don't like his
You don't like Sabrina's boyfriend place?
place. Yeah, the restaurant.
Oh,
It's too
okay, okay.
empty. It's more like a
Oh yeah, 'cause
hospital.
you heard Maurice
Doesn't
throw
he?
shade
What do you say?
when he said he gotta go, when the guy said he had to go back to his customers,
Oh
and
yeah,
Maurice
about the
said, "So we know he's a liar."
right, take the S off of customers. But yeah, it was given hospital cafeteria.
Yeah.
Like you go in there, you're like the only person there. Like everybody else is visiting people. That's kind of how that felt. But anyway, so
Uh-huh.
Jordan and Andy show up to this restaurant. I'm still having a hard time with this new Jordan. I'm just waiting for
Mm-hmm.
something to happen for him to step up. And I don't think that we would be so hard on him if we hadn't had the first Jordan.
Yeah, because it's such a huge difference. Like, I don't know. It's just something about him. I don't know if he just seemed too soft or too,
That's
he
what it
give me
is.
desperate vibes. He do because
He
every
smiled too
time
much.
girl, and every time he kiss on her and everything, I literally
It
cringe.
seemed right. It's like, okay, get off of me. But with the other Jordan,
Yeah.
he was stronger. He meant
Mhm.
what he said. He would boss up on you. This one
Yeah.
is more like a quiet observer. Like, ugh.
Mhm.
But I wanted to say this so I won't forget. I don't know if I sent you the picture or tagged you in the picture with of Robin, and you guys probably tired of me talking about Robin, but oh well, I'm gonna keep talking about Robin because he got to come back. But anyway, did I tag you in the picture of Robin?
Yes, you did. Yep.
This is the thing. I finally realized what I like about Robin. I like the fact that at first it was just about sex, kind of like it felt like that's like she was a fantasy and or that he was that type of guy for the threesomes, whatnot, and what have you. But what I like
Mhm.
about him is I like that he was so accessible. He was available.
Yeah.
And so that kind
And
of
this
made
would
me
be
feel
the
like he was
perfect
a
time for
friend.
him to come back because
Exactly.
especially with everything that's going on with the firm and his involvement and everything, because he didn't
Because
lose
look,
shares or nothing, did he?
I don't know. Remember they thought he was broke? Well, he really
Yeah.
was. He didn't have all the money. But I feel like they kind of uh, bullied him out in a way. That's just how I
Mhm.
feel. Like Gary had one up. But now
Yeah.
that, and I could be totally wrong, but that's just how I felt because Hayden and Gary were looking for him to just fall. They didn't think he was going to be able to
Mhm.
come up with the money. Now, this would be a good time because Gary's had his hand in everything. And
Yeah.
so now it's time for him, for somebody to bring him down. It would be lovely if Robin was behind it all. That's just me saying, because it's probably not true, but that would be lovely if he was the one that was
Mhm.
behind it all. Like he was like sick of it. And
Mhm.
perhaps if he is, we could get rid of Jordan. But anyway, so moving on. That's what I like about Robin. Okay, let's get back to it. I'm looking at my notes. Let's go to Sabrina. I put myself in her shoes, and
Mhm.
Zach going to talk to her took me back to the beginning. We have to remember that Zach and
Oh, you
Danny were
mean
friends. I meant to say Danny. I said Sabrina, didn't I?
yep, yep. Yeah, and
Okay,
that's
I
that's
meant to
what I
say,
thought about when he went to her job. I totally until he did that, I totally forgot how close they were and that he used to live with
yeah,
her. Mhm.
right. But because she the person that introduced him to Karen?
Mm, maybe because he was working at the airport, wasn't he?
And he was. Yeah.
Okay. So maybe he did. I didn't think about that.
I mean, she had to have had some type of close tie because he was living with her and the relationship was very casual
Mhm.
and kind of open. But anyway, so he comes in and he wants to talk to her. I didn't know what he wanted to talk to her about. I could have just, but he wanted to talk to her about Karen. I put myself in Danny's shoes
Mhm.
because what would I have said? She
Yeah.
can't cover for Karen because Karen hasn't even given the girls anything to go on. They know that she's hiding something because of those
Mhm.
bogus papers. But do you think that she was wrong for telling? Because she kind of regretted it afterwards or questioned it afterwards. Do you think she was wrong for being honest with
I
him?
no, because I mean, she kind of, I guess would kind of have a loyalty to both of them. And she was
Yeah.
honest. She was honest more than
Yeah.
anything. And I think because she kind of put Zach in his place at first. I think, and
Hmm.
then when he said that he wasn't going to do it, she like, basically, are you crazy? So I think what she was trying to do was kind of throw little hints for him to come to his own conclusion.
Hmm.
But Zach was acting kind of dingy and didn't get it, so she had to say,
Right.
yes, you should, but
And I think that,
I don't think it's as bad as she feeling about it. I mean, she was just being honest.
I think that her feeling bad was a combination of her budding relationship with Fatima because she
Mhm.
likes Fatima.
Yeah.
What she said was, Karen is my girl, but
Mhm.
Fatima is cool.
Yeah.
So it was the way she said it, like it was a conflict,
Mhm.
and that they all need to make a choice, which they don't. Karen, she needs to probably just separate herself from that situation for a minute because of what's going
Mhm.
on with this baby, her lingering feelings for Zach. But when Tony
Yeah.
came in, I just love how he is. I hope he doesn't disappoint. I like the
Right.
way he's very rational and how he coax Danny into doing certain things. I like
Mhm.
that. He doesn't overtalk it. He
Yeah.
just kinda lets her do what she's gonna do and be like, "Oh, oh, 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 okay." So I like that.
Uh-huh.
I like that. I like
Yeah.
how she got out of there. Where was she going? Where was she going when she left like that? To talk to Karen?
It seemed like she was trying, yeah, it looked like she was gonna call her or something. Mhm.
Now, it was funny when she didn't say this, but in my opinion, she almost said that Karen was giving it away with a double coupon. Because she was like, "I know Karen." Like, I was waiting for her to mention the guy. What's his name? Rico? This guy that we don't remember
Uh-huh.
that she was messing around with in the early days. It just kinda
Yeah.
made me think about that. But Karen does not give the giving it away with a double coupon vibe. But anyways, but this is her friend, and like she said, she knows her. But anyway, so moving on, I think
Now
that
to
was pretty
you,
much about
did it seem like Zach, well, I might be skipping the, huh? You kinda going in and out a little bit.
okay, I saw that they said it was having issues. Hopefully it won't come up on the recording. But
Yeah.
you said what now?
Um, After Zach and Danny's conversation, um, and when I think he called Fatima when he was
Right,
on
he
his
called
way to
Fatima.
Karen. Did he seem a little
Mhm.
bothered to you that of the possibility of Karen being with somebody else? I mean, he knew she was with Aaron,
Mm,
but he seemed a little bothered.
I didn't get that. I didn't get that. But he has no right to
Yeah,
be bothered because
he
remember he was
sure don't.
cheating.
Mhm.
But I didn't pick that. I didn't pick up on that.
Okay.
I don't like how when he called Fatima, she basically was like, "What was with your?" Well, I guess he did the right thing when she was like, "Okay, what's with this change?" He didn't tell
Mhm.
her, "Okay, I talked to Danny and blah blah blah." I guess he shouldn't have,
Yeah, I think he going a little overboard with the needing advice thing, and all that he doing. And
but it's a personal conflict, and
yeah.
it could be. I don't want to say this, but maybe it's because he's going through what he's going through with Michael, paired with what he went through as a child. Because I don't
Mhm.
wanna say that it's lingering feelings that he has for Karen, but I believe he has a soft spot, and I can't remember what the situation was when he said that he would always love Karen or always have love for her, remember that?
Yeah.
Okay, so it doesn't mean that he's in love with her, but we gotta look at it. Karen is what, 7 months pregnant.
Mhm.
Mm, so all of this hasn't even been a year in the making,
Right.
so
Yeah.
his feelings wouldn't completely disappear. We're talking about somebody that's been in a relationship for 3 years and you went straight from that relationship to
Mhm.
another relationship. So there's
That's
still
true.
some grieving, I guess, to do when you grieve the loss of a relationship. But
Mhm.
anyway, we just took it really someplace where it probably didn't need to go, but I felt that.
Mhm. But that's true
Um,
though. That's true.
yeah, yeah. Okay, let's talk
Now,
about
if we
mhm,
want to skip a little bit to the
mhm,
end, I mean, Zach, he's still acting kind of like, why would he go and bring that up
go
to
to the
Karen
job, yeah.
publicly? You know,
Yeah,
in front of everybody. I didn't like that. I'm like, come on now. And it was so funny because on another group that talk about sisters on Instagram, it
mhm.
asked if hate if they had a meme up saying is Hayden more of a likable character than Zach in this season. And I was like, man, I don't know, because
I
Zach
don't
did start
dislike
back getting on my nerves, but I still don't like Hayden.
he's reverting, yeah. I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't dislike Zach. Zach is reverting. He is coming off as a
Mhm.
kind of, how can I say it? I don't want to say fickle, but not really strong because he wasn't a very strong person before because he was so broken. But
Mhm.
now, I don't know if it's Fatima paired with the money or it's just Fatima where he has a backbone. But
Yeah.
anyway, so he shows up at the shop, and yes, I felt like that was inappropriate.
Mhm.
Especially he not only did he go on her job, but Pam was right there.
Yeah, everybody was
Do
right there. I'm
people
like, why would
notice
he
that
do
Pam
that?
is in the room? People talk like Pam is not there. Now Lisa realized that Pam is there and shut up. Like, okay,
Yeah.
I got this.
Mhm.
But Zach was maybe he's desperate because of what he's going through. And he did
Maybe.
say he didn't want to fall in love with a baby that wasn't his, that
Mhm.
ended up not being his. So I get that. But he went about it the wrong way.
Yeah.
He did. He went about it the wrong way. So we'll see what goes, how he backs up off of it. But I don't think that he's really going to back up off of it. And remember, we
Mhm.
saw in the previews that Karen does end up in the hospital, and looks like she's in a bit of a conundrum. Like, okay, what have
Mhm.
I done? Anyway,
Yeah.
so we talked about the delivery guy last week. I
Mhm.
specifically talked about his braids. It was even worse this time because they had a side view. And I was like,
Oh
what's with those
Lord.
struggling braids? I was
Girl.
just like, okay, what is that? Why did they don't have to play him like that just because he's a delivery guy. I talked to a delivery guy before. He was cute. He was not. But anyway, I don't like how she's trying to treat him like he's uneducated.
Yeah.
You don't have to go to college.
Mhm.
You don't, especially in this day and age, you do not
Right.
have to go to college to be successful. Now,
Mhm.
he is a delivery person, but everybody got to do something. It takes all kinds to make this world go round. So I didn't like how I felt like she was trying to downplay him, and it bothered her
Yeah.
at the end of the day. I'm wondering why he's so important. But if
Yeah,
you think about
he
it,
does seem to be very relevant. It got to be a reason.
yeah, and he only been in
Mhm.
there twice.
Yeah.
He been in there 2 times. Now, I'm looking at this. They keep inserting different men into Karen's life. And we never find the relevance. Aaron was there, now he's gone. This Rico guy was
Mhm.
there, now he's gone. The contractor or whatever he was, now he's gone. And now here comes, we having some
That is so
technical
true.
difficulties. Now here comes the delivery guy. And then she has this baby, which is probably a boy, somebody else that's gonna be that's gonna be in and out and have no relevance. But anyway, so I don't know. But anyway, so she's bothered by what she said. And I do that. I sometimes say stuff and then I hear what I said a little while later and it bothers me. But she's
Mhm.
bothered by what she said. Lisa comes in, who I truly love. She comes in and
Yeah.
she puts it out there. She spells it out. And I appreciate that. I was also happy that she didn't mention that Zach came up there
Mhm.
because I think that that would have caused a little upset for
Yeah,
Karen.
it would
And I
have.
appreciated that she didn't. Yeah,
She
I'm
wasn't
glad she
around
didn't
when
say
Zach said
anything.
that, was she?
No, but she may
Okay.
walk in because she's still on the grounds.
Mhm.
Remember, she's in office.
Yeah, and I
So
can't
I
wait
don't
till
know.
she gives Zach a piece of her mind for doing that
Yeah,
too.
I wasn't expecting Zach and Lisa to have that conversation. I wasn't expecting that. But that's pretty
Mhm.
much it for Zach as I go over my list.
Mhm.
Um, I guess we better get to Sabrina and clear that right on out the way. Sabrina and this girl at the bank. Just apply
Girl,
for the job and get rid of her and then bring Maurice back.
when they first brought the scene in with the lady, I thought Sabrina called her a B when she said her name, but then I realized her name was Paige. I don't know how I felt that they sounded alike, but
I thought it also. And then I was like,
okay.
dang, I ain't heard that name in a
Right.
minute. But yeah, yeah, I thought that too. But I'm like, that's not her character.
Uh-huh.
But I'm sick of her little
I'm
meddling
so
self. Where
tired
did
of
she
that
come
lady.
from?
I don't know, but she
So
need to go on
Sabrina,
somewhere.
yeah, I think that's what's going to happen. They're going to get rid of her. Sabrina's going to get her old position back.
Mhm.
I think that Sabrina is really feeling bad. She hasn't said it. She feels uneasy that he doesn't want to have kids, this boyfriend of hers. I don't know if it matters to
Mhm.
her what she did about asking him for his male fluids. I don't know if that's bothering her as much, but something's really going on. The way she was talking to Maurice, she was trying to say something that I felt like she was trying to say something that she wasn't saying, or she wasn't telling him the depth of how she was feeling. But Maurice wouldn't
Mhm.
understand, nor would he care. If I was
Yeah.
Sabrina, I would feel very uncomfortable that I said what I said and got the results that she got.
Mhm.
So we're gonna still be in a
definitely.
relationship after I said what I said as a drunken fool, but I meant what I said and he meant
Yeah.
what he said. So that would be I would be uncomfortable. I would be hiding my face.
Mhm.
I
Yeah,
would
I
be
don't
hiding
see
my
how
face,
that's
but
gonna
he's
work.
still
I mean,
there.
they are totally aware, you know. I don't know. That part, I don't think it's gonna end up working out.
Mm, I think the only person that's gonna end up having a relationship through this is Danny.
Yeah.
I see her and Tony making it work, but we have to think about Danny and that picture that I sent you when she had on the robe. It looks like she either just got up out of bed or she just got out
Mhm.
of the shower, and there's a little boy there. Now, remember, in our first episode of this season, I said, in our first episode of Did You See What I Saw? I said that there was a little boy somewhere.
Now, where did you get that from? Was it in a preview or something?
Mm-hmm. And I
Okay.
believe that Tony said, you know what it is, or you knew what it was.
Oh.
I could be off, but sometimes I'm off and I'm not really off. Because
Yeah,
this
maybe
little
you can
boy, I
post that
said,
to the community board so that people can see what you're talking about in
yeah,
case
I
they're not
will. I
sure.
will.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, so I hope that he doesn't have a hidden son and a wife somewhere.
Right.
They
Mm.
seem so perfect and so good. But anyway, so this boy, Sabrina's boyfriend, I don't know. I'm halfway in and halfway out with him, and it's not. I don't dislike him.
Mhm.
This looks like the little walls are gonna fall around them. I like how close the fellas seem to be. I still like
Yeah.
that when he kind of like hugged Jordan or whatever. But that's pretty much all about Sabrina. Maurice is still talking his little stuff. He had me laughing. He had me laugh when he was at the table because he just wouldn't let up. And then did
He
you hear
is so silly.
He called Andy niece
Oh no, I missed that.
like he was the auntie. He called her niece and I
Mm.
just cracking up. I was like, who better to say something crazy like that? But I didn't like how Andy introduced Jordan to Maurice. She called
How did she
uh
introduce him?
she said Maurice was Sabrina's coworker.
Oh
He's
wow.
much more than that. He's
Yeah.
he may not be Sabrina's best friend, but Sabrina
Mm.
is his best friend. And I felt
Mhm.
like that was bold for her to say her coworker.
Yeah,
No,
that
he is a
was.
permanent fixture.
Right.
So I didn't like that. But anyway, so Maurice had me laughing as usual. He just over the top, but he really I'm not saying he makes the show, but he definitely makes a difference. I'm
Mhm.
glad he's on there. But anyway, I'm looking over my notes. That's why I'm so choppy and going so slow. Um, Fatima,
No.
when she went
Yeah.
in there and talked to Hayden, she bust his head wide open.
Didn't she? She is
She
so
bust his head.
hardcore.
I just kind of felt like, why is she advocating for Andy so hard where Hayden is involved? I don't feel like Hayden needs to step back.
Yeah, they
She's
should have
talking
just
to him.
moved in silence with that one.
Yeah. If she has it already and she's as accomplished as she is, then I don't feel like she should have went in there and said anything to Hayden. Because for what?
Mm.
She
Mhm.
didn't threaten him, but he looked kind of scared after he looked a little shook after I guess he was thinking about that beating that they gave him. They
Mhm.
didn't mention the wife, Gary's not Gary, Hayden's wife. She wasn't there. I don't remember if she was there last week. Oh yeah, she was there last week. Anyway, so they didn't mention her, but Hayden, he was a little shook. My thing is, I don't know. I don't know much about law at all. I don't know much about positions, but goodness gracious. Goodness, I
Hmm.
don't know. Everybody's fighting for first place.
Yes.
Everybody's fighting for first place. So I don't really understand that, but I guess we'll find out. Um I'm going over
Both
my list.
man's
I'm
body
very
ain't even
happy.
cold yet, and they fighting for a position.
I guess he was like, okay, he wasn't holding up much relevance anyway.
Right. What was
I'm
his
looking
name?
over my
Leland?
notes.
Like poor
Yeah.
Leland. But
Yeah.
So, yeah, so I guess Gary and Penelope.
I wanted to say this real quick because I won't have to say this again. Pam, and I said this before, Pam is nosy, but I do consider her to be a friend, a caring friend. But anyway, so
Yeah,
you were trying to talk about Gary,
Gary and Penelope.
Gary and Penelope. I don't
So
understand
he got
Penelope
busted by Penelope first off with that phone
with the
conversation.
passport. Oh, the
Mm.
phone conversation. I wanted him to say, "How much did you hear?" I was just, I was looking for him to say, "Okay, how much did you hear?" Okay, let's get it.
Uh-huh.
Let's get it. Let's take it from here. How much? But I
Uh-huh.
wonder how much she did hear and why he's so sloppy. Why is he
Right.
so sloppy with the things that he's doing? And then
Mhm.
Hayden had flipped on him, but we'll get to that. So he leaves the room, and Penelope decides to do her own little private investigation. So she finds this passport. I don't know if I would have picked up the phone and called Andy like that.
Yeah.
I think I would have
She
secured my
really took
proof
a
and
big
then talked to
chance
her
and she was
later.
taking too long. I'm like, girl, if you don't hurry up.
I feel that way in all shows that I watch. Like when Gary went in her purse and he was getting her credit cards and stuff. I was like, okay, she could be coming out the bathroom at any second.
Mhm.
But anyway, so she finds the passport. She takes a picture of it. I don't know what she's going to do with that information. I guess she sent it over to Andy, and I guess she'll launch her own private investigation. But what is
Mhm.
she doing? Why does it? We know he was living a triple life.
Yeah,
We know
that
that.
exactly. Because when she first picked up the passport out the drawer, I didn't know what she saw in there because I couldn't see. And when she called Andy and said what she did, I'm like, well, it's no secret that he been living a double life. Everybody know
Right.
that.
Because he didn't cheated
So,
on you
yeah.
and cheated on somebody with somebody else, and he was cheating on his wife. He's a three-time
Mhm.
cheater, and you then found other proof. What? It don't
Right.
even matter. He could have 5 lovers. He's a dirtbag. He's dumpster juice.
Exactly.
So why are you
And
looking
proven.
further into the conversation? So look, wait a minute. How did she look like she was falling for it when he was talking about coming home and stuff?
I
They
was
went
trying to
out to
figure out
lunch.
how they got back to a lovey-dovey place
Right.
when
They
they
went out
was
to lunch. I
kissing
hope
each
she didn't.
other and talking
Yeah.
about babe and another thing that he said that bothered me is when he made that comment about this is not how he envisioned bringing a child into the
I
world.
know.
He got other
Yes.
kids.
Oh, yeah,
What about
yeah.
your other kids? What you talking
I
about? You
forgot
acting
about
like
him.
this if you becoming a first time dad or something.
I forgot about the other kids. I mean, not as a
Yeah,
mother, the mother of those children, his wife, is incarcerated. I don't know if she's in an insane asylum. Who taking care of the kids? I just wanted to put that in there. Because who's
right.
taking care of the kids? But anyway, so
Exactly.
yeah, they were kind of lovey dovey and can I come home? And she looked like, okay, no, we're not ready for that. Why are y'all even
Hmm.
having lunch? And
Yeah, I didn't
furthermore, did he wash
understand
his
how they
hands?
jumped back to that place. He said, "Did he wash his
Yeah, cause
hands?"
did he wash his hands? That's my concern. Did he wash his hand? Did he really wash his hands? But anyway, so moving on. So Penelope calls Andy. I kind of feel like she's leaning on Andy too much. Am I off by saying that? Am I being insensitive?
No, I think you on point. But I don't know if it's a setup with her getting Andy close to her too. I was trying to figure that out. I'm like, does she think that Andy know more than she do, or is she? I'm still with you on this whole that she's part of doing an investigation or something, or FBI or something. She got to be on
Hmm.
assignment, because I don't know. If it was a regular relationship, like I said, like you said, I think that enough information and been gathered and stuff, about Gary's character and him being a liar and leading double and triple
You
lies.
know what? I thought that she might be still staying around too because she is gathering information as far as her being
Mhm.
with Gary. I didn't really see
Yeah.
her stomach much today, but somebody told me, and I saw this. I don't know if I mentioned it to you. In the last episode, her stomach wasn't as big.
Mhm. Yeah.
Maybe I didn't mention it. But that's important. Today, I didn't even really see her stomach. I don't know if they purposely kind of stayed away from that. But
Mhm.
I don't like, doesn't she have other friends and family? She's well, okay, so she could be trying to gather information on Andy as well, as far as bringing down the company or getting rid of
Right.
Gary, however they're planning to do that. Now, why did Hayden turn on Gary? What happened?
I don't know what happened with that either. It was like a
He,
lot of stuff
he,
got skipped over between last season and this season.
I mean, him and Gary they were friends and enemies. Like, remember, they could never
Mhm.
get on the same page as far as like what Gary did, what he did, buying Andy all this stuff, and Hayden was opposed to it. And there was always
Yeah.
this back and forth, like, okay, well, you did this, well, you was dumb for doing that, but you ended up doing this, and it was kind of real catty. But
Mhm.
he totally flipped. Like, what's
Yeah.
going? What if he's behind all this, so he can
Mm.
get partner?
Right.
What if Hayden is behind all this? We'll see. It's just this
Yeah.
episode. It left a lot of things, a lot of questions unanswered.
Yeah.
I just looked at my notes. Hayden, why does he hate Andy so much? He,
That's what
I'm
I'm
looking at
trying
my
to
notes.
figure out
He
because he
said,
he was getting some brownie points for a minute because I'm like, okay, he finally having
yeah.
a logical conversation with Andy, and then he just reverted right back. I
I
don't
mean,
know
he's
what
jealous
happened
of
with
her
that either.
success. He don't want to see her happy.
Mhm.
It
You seen
seems
the way
like
he
his.
was staring at her through the window when her and Jordan was in her
Yes,
office.
I saw it. I saw it.
I'm like, he is
I'm like,
such
okay,
a
what is he
hater.
thinking? He is, but it's. I try not to dislike Hayden because I do realize that this is just a show. But I saw
Mhm.
this thing where they were getting ready to record, and Gary, Hayden, and Zach were walking down the hallway. And I don't know if he was hugged up with Hayden, but he said, Hayden is really my friend in real life. Gary was off to the side. He didn't say nothing about him. But he was like, me and Hayden boys for real. And so I have a soft spot for Hayden because Hayden is not Hayden. He's just
Mhm.
acting. But that
Yeah.
Gary, I just feel like Gary is Gary. I know he's just acting. So I
Uh-huh.
kind of have a soft spot for Hayden. I'm trying to make sure I didn't leave anything out. Um, looking at my notes.
Did you pay attention to the
Um,
previews this week for next week?
the only thing I can tell you I remember right now is when they were carrying the partner out on the stretcher. But where was he at all this time?
Karen, who that one on the stretcher?
Wasn't that the Leland guy?
Oh yeah, no, I'm talking about at the end. Did you watch the previews for next week?
Yeah, this is what I'm talking about.
That was at the beginning of this episode when they was carrying him out on the stretcher.
Okay, I got lost, so I don't remember what happened.
I can't remember all of what happened, but the only thing that stood out to me was was he snorting in the car?
I didn't see that he was. I'm glad you brought it up. I didn't see that he was snorting. Now his friend or whoever he is offered him something to soften the blow. Offered him some
Mm.
blow to soften the blow. But anyway, I don't
Mm.
know. He was
He was sitting in
watching.
the car watching something, and then yeah, he
Oh
took
wait,
that snort, girl.
he was watching Andy and Jordan. So I believe
Okay.
next episode is when she's gonna have one. I believe that's the episode when they're gonna be
Mhm.
playing or whatever they're doing. And Gary, but why is he so obsessed? Why is he doing that to her, but still wanting to have her? Because I
Right.
really think he could do without Penelope. I really think that
Yeah.
if it came down to it, he would push Penelope out the window and turn towards Andy.
Mhm. Definitely.
So I
But
don't
he
know.
trying to not act pressed about Andy. Maybe it was Andy rejecting him, but they kind of
But
play
why is
that
he holding
game.
on so tight?
Mm.
Yeah. But why is he holding on so tightly to Penelope?
Yeah. I don't know.
She irritates him, but he's holding on to her for whatever reason.
Mhm. Well, it
I know
might have
listeners
something to
and
do with
you.
that life insurance. He probably plotting something if
Yeah,
he had them change her life insurance and put him as the beneficiary.
yeah, that's just so dirty and
It
trifling.
is. He up to something.
But why is he had all this money? Why isn't
Mhm.
he just trying to get the I don't know. He's making me sick because he was spending money like it was water. But then they find like a $50 million issue.
I'm not sure.
Okay, I have to dig back in my memory bank because I don't know if I can handle looking back at it. But I think I don't have anything else. I really don't.
Yeah, I
I
think that
can't think
covered
of
it all.
anything.
Mhm.
Hopefully next week they'll get to the bottom of this paternity test or whatever. Because we saw in the previews, it may not be next week, but we saw in the previews at some point that she's going to be in the hospital bed and just
Mhm.
in a little bit of a conundrum there. But that's all
Yeah.
I got. That's it. This
Yeah.
this week was it was all over the place. It really was. And I can tell because my notes are all over the place.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it. I don't wish that Fatima had another man right now, but I'm pretty sure next week I'll be back on that page. But guys, that is it. That's it for me. I'm exhausted with this whole thing right now.
Yes.
So that is
Me
it
too.
for me. Okay, guys, we will be back next week. We out.
Bye.